Ryan had always been fascinated by space. As a human engineer, he worked on space stations far from Earth, repairing and maintaining machines that allowed life to continue in the cold emptiness of the stars. Today he was on Station Vera, a small outpost at the edge of the Andros sector. The station was quiet, almost too quiet, and Ryan liked it that way. It gave him time to think, time to tinker with his devices, and time to feel the stars close to him. He was adjusting a maintenance panel when an alarm blared through the station. The red lights flashed, painting the walls in a warning glow. Ryan froze, his hands gripping the edge of the panel. The station's control console lit up, showing multiple breaches on the outer docks. Ryan did not hesitate. He grabbed his toolkit, strapped it to his back, and ran toward the nearest breach. As he moved, he could see figures moving in the shadows. They were tall, with dark armored suits and strange weapons that glowed like lightning. They moved quickly with a purpose that made Ryan's heart beat faster. He rounded the corner and saw them. A group of alien raiders had boarded the station. They were searching for something, their glowing eyes scanning the corridors. Ryan ducked behind a wall, trying to stay out of sight. Then he heard a small, terrified voice. "Please help me," it whispered. Ryan's head snapped toward the sound. In the hallway ahead, he saw a small alien child. Its skin was a soft shade of green, and its eyes were large and bright, filled with fear. The child was cornered by two raiders. Ryan knew he could not run. He had to act. He took a deep breath, gripping a metal rod from the maintenance cart. He charged forward, shouting to distract the raiders. The sound of his voice startled them, and they turned just in time for Ryan to swing the rod. It struck one of them in the chest, sending him stumbling backward. The child froze for a moment, then saw Ryan standing between them and the raiders. There was a spark of hope in its eyes. Ryan motioned for the child to follow him. He ducked and dodged as the raiders recovered and lunged at him. Using his tools and quick thinking, he improvised. He pulled a panel from the wall and activated the emergency sparks, creating a short electrical burst that temporarily stunned the attackers. "Run!" he shouted to the child. They ran through the corridors, the sounds of chaos echoing behind them. Ryan kept thinking of ways to protect the child. He knew the station's design better than anyone, and he used every shortcut and hidden path to stay ahead. The child followed, keeping close, and Ryan could see its small hands trembling. They reached a maintenance hatch leading to a service tunnel. It was narrow, but it would give them some cover. Ryan pried it open and climbed in first, pulling the child behind him. The tunnel was dark, but Ryan's knowledge of the station allowed him to move quickly. He could hear the raiders searching above, frustrated that their target was gone. As they crawled through the tunnel, Ryan thought about what he had learned on the station. He knew that the child was not just any alien. Its features and the careful way the raiders sought it suggested importance. He realized that saving this child could have consequences beyond what he could imagine. Finally, they reached a secure room at the far end of the tunnel. It was meant for storage, but it had a reinforced door that could hold for a while. Ryan closed it behind them and activated the lock. He leaned against the door, catching his breath. The child looked at him with wide eyes. "Thank you," it whispered. Ryan smiled, trying to reassure both of them. "It's okay. You're safe now. I won't let anything happen to you." The child's small hands clutched his sleeve. "They will come back," it said softly. "They might," Ryan admitted. "But I will be here. I know this place better than anyone. They won't catch us." As they waited, a soft light appeared outside the storage room. Ryan peeked through a small window and froze. A figure was standing in the hallway, tall and regal. Its skin was a deep shade of violet, and it moved with a calm authority that Ryan could feel even from a distance. The figure's eyes locked on him, and he felt a strange mix of fear and awe. The figure spoke, its voice calm but strong. "You have protected my child," it said. "Why?" Ryan swallowed hard. He had never met an alien like this before, and he did not know how to answer. I could not let them hurt the child," he said finally. The figure studied him for a long moment. Then it nodded slightly. "Courage is rare. Compassion is rarer. You are both." The child let out a small sigh of relief. Ryan looked at it and smiled. "See? You're safe." The figure stepped closer to the door. Ryan could feel the power in its presence. "I'm Queen Zira," it said. "You have saved my child. For that I owe you my gratitude." Ryan's heart raced. I didn't do it for reward. I just did what I thought was right." Queen Zira nodded. "That is what makes humans remarkable. You act without thinking of yourself. You act for others. That is why you will be remembered. Before Ryan could respond, the raiders returned, more numerous this time. They pounded on the doors, shouting in their strange language. The storage room shook from the impact. Ryan realized they could not stay hidden forever. He had to act, and fast. He turned to Queen Zira and the child. "We have to move," he said. "I can get us out, but we need to follow me exactly." Queen Zira's eyes narrowed, not in anger but in focus. "Lead, human," she said. Ryan nodded, his mind racing. He guided them through a series of maintenance tunnels, using every trick he knew to stay ahead of the raiders. At one point he triggered a hydraulic lift, sending the attackers tumbling into a lower corridor. At another he used a fire suppression system to create a thick mist, hiding their escape. Finally they reached the docking bay. Ryan could see a small shuttle that could hold all three of them. He led them inside and powered it up. Queen Zira and the child climbed in, and he started the launch sequence. As they lifted off from the station, the raiders were still below, shouting and trying to stop them. But Ryan's shuttle was faster and more maneuverable. He flew toward open space, the stars stretching before him like a ribbon of light. Queen Zira watched him closely. "You have courage, human. You risked your life for my child. That is not common among your species." Ryan shrugged, trying to hide his nervousness. "I just did what anyone should do." The child leaned against him, exhausted but safe. "Thank you," it whispered again. Ryan smiled softly. "You don't have to thank me. Just stay safe." As the shuttle moved farther from the station, Ryan realized that this encounter was just the beginning. Saving the child had brought him into contact with a species unlike any he had known. It had changed something inside him. Something that made him realize that humanity's courage and compassion could make a difference, even in the vastness of space. Queen Zira spoke again, her voice calm and firm. "You will come with me to my world. There is much to discuss, and your actions have bound you to my people's honor." Ryan froze. "Come with you? To your world?" "Yes," she said. "You saved my child. That cannot be forgotten. You will join us and see the galaxy as few humans have seen it." Ryan's mind raced. He had never imagined leaving human space. Never imagined meeting a queen of an alien species. Yet deep down he knew he could not refuse. The child had been saved, and now a new journey awaited. He looked at the child, who smiled faintly. Then he looked at Queen Zira and nodded. "I will go with you," he said. The shuttle moved deeper into space, leaving the station behind. Stars stretched endlessly around them, and Ryan felt a mixture of fear and excitement. This was the start of something greater than he had ever known. In that moment, Ryan realized that courage and compassion could change the fate of worlds. He had shielded one child from harm, and now the galaxy was opening before him in ways he could not yet understand. The shuttle moved silently through space, leaving the chaos of Station Vera far behind. Stars stretched endlessly outside the viewports, sparkling like tiny diamonds against the black. Ryan kept his hands lightly on the console, his mind racing. He had saved the child, but now he faced something entirely unknown. Queen Zira sat across from him, calm and regal, with the child leaning against her. The child's small hand twined with hers as if seeking comfort. "You have done something few humans could do," Queen Zira said. Her voice was calm, but each word carried weight. "You acted without hesitation to protect my child. That act cannot be ignored in our world." Ryan swallowed, unsure how to respond. "I didn't do it for honor or anything like that. I saw someone in danger and I helped." Queen Zira's violet eyes studied him. "That is exactly why humans can surprise us. You act for reasons we do not always understand. That is why I ask this of you. You will come with me to my homeworld. Your presence is required." Ryan's heart skipped. "Required? You mean you want me to stay with you? On your planet?" "Yes," she replied. "It is the only way to honor the bond created when you saved my child. To refuse would be dishonorable." Ryan looked at the child, whose bright eyes held trust. He realized that the child's safety had become connected to him in ways he had never imagined. Hesitation made him pause for only a moment. Then he nodded. "All right, I will come with you." Queen Zira inclined her head slightly. "Good, you will see much that your species has never seen. You will meet my people and learn our ways. You will also face challenges. Your courage will be tested and your ingenuity will be needed." Ryan's mind spun with the possibilities. He had traveled through space and repaired countless machines, but never had he imagined being asked to join an alien queen on her homeworld. Yet he felt a strange calm. His choices had always defined him, and this was no different. The shuttle moved faster, cutting through the darkness of space. Ryan tried to learn more about the child. "What is your name?" he asked softly. The child blinked. "Miri," it said. "And how old are you, Miri?" "6 cycles," the child replied, using their way of measuring years. Ryan smiled. He had always liked meeting children, even from Earth. They had a way of seeing courage without fear. Queen Zira spoke again. "Miri has been the target of those raiders for many reasons. Our people are unique. We possess knowledge and abilities that others covet. That is why your actions are so important." Ryan nodded. "I understand. I never expected to be in the middle of this." Zira's gaze softened slightly. "Few are chosen for such moments. Your species has potential, Ryan. I hope you will understand that soon." The shuttle finally slowed as they approached a cluster of planets orbiting a bright star. One of them was larger than Earth, with oceans of deep blue and forests that shimmered with colors he had never seen. Massive cities floated above the surface, connected by streams of light that moved like living rivers. "That is my world," Zira said, her voice almost gentle now. "The city you see above the surface is Lyrian. It is the heart of our civilization. You will be welcomed, but you will also be watched. Do not underestimate what you are entering." Rian's mouth went dry. He had imagined space stations, he had imagined alien life, but nothing had prepared him for this. It's beautiful," he said quietly. Zira nodded. "It is, but beauty is only part of our strength. Knowledge, discipline, and unity make us powerful. You will see that soon." The shuttle descended through the atmosphere. Ryan watched the world grow larger, forests stretching across valleys and mountains, rivers reflecting the light of the twin suns. The city shimmered with tall towers made of crystal-like material, glowing softly. Vehicles moved through the air, leaving trails of light that curved in precise patterns. It was unlike anything he had ever imagined. They landed at a large platform near the central palace. Guards approached, tall and armored, but they did not see Ryan as a threat. Instead, they bowed slightly to Queen Zira and Miri, acknowledging their presence. The queen led them inside, moving with calm authority. The interior of the palace was magnificent. Walls of shining material reflected light in soft patterns, and the air smelled faintly of sweet energy that Ryan could not identify. Servants moved silently, tending to the palace without disturbing its calm. Every detail spoke of discipline and care. Ryan followed Zira and Miri into a large chamber. "Here," Zira said, "is where the council meets. You will meet them shortly. They will judge your actions, but I have already spoken on your behalf. You have done what few could. You have earned our respect." Ryan felt a mixture of pride and nervousness. "I hope they see it the same way," he said. "They will," Zira said. "Humans are rare in our world. You have something that others may not understand, but your courage speaks for itself." Soon a group of tall, regal figures entered. They were unlike Zira, each with unique features, but all had the same commanding presence. They looked at Ryan, their eyes studying him carefully. "You are the human who saved Miri," one of them said. His voice was strong but calm. "Your actions are known to us. We respect courage even from those outside our species. You have done well." Ryan nodded, feeling a strange warmth. "I did what I thought was right. That is all." Another council member spoke. "Your presence here changes things. We will observe you closely. You may prove useful to our people, but you must understand that this is a test as well as an honor. Are you willing to face challenges beyond what you know?" Ryan took a deep breath. "Yes, I will do what I can to help." Zira stepped closer. "He has already proven his courage. Let that be enough for now. But know this, by saving Miri, he has joined our world. There is no turning back." Ryan looked at Miri, who held his hand. The child's small fingers gave him strength. He realized that saving one life had connected him to something much larger than himself. He had always wanted to make a difference, but now the difference was real and immediate. As he settled into the palace, Ryan began to learn about Aspherian life. Their culture was based on balance, unity, and protection of their people. Every action had meaning. Technology and wisdom were combined in ways that Ryan had never seen. Even their ships were designed not only for speed but also for defense and harmony with the environment. Queen Zira explained their purpose. "Our people have survived many threats because we value intelligence and courage. We do not dominate, but we defend, and sometimes we rely on others to help us see what we cannot." Ryan listened carefully. I understand, and I want to help in any way I can. Zira smiled faintly. That is why you are here. Humans have potential. You act in ways we often cannot predict. That unpredictability can be a strength when used wisely. Days passed and Ryan began to adapt to the palace. He repaired small machines, improved energy systems, and learned about Aspherian communication methods. Miri was always nearby, curious and playful. But Ryan noticed how the child's presence affected the queen. Zira was calmer, more focused when Miri was near. Ryan realized he had not only saved a life, but he had also restored balance to a family that ruled an entire world. One evening, as Ryan worked on a power module, Zira approached him. You are learning quickly, she said. But soon you will face your first challenge. A neighboring system is threatening our borders. We cannot let them succeed, and your skills may be needed. Ryan looked up, determined. I will do whatever I can to help, the queen nodded. Good. Remember, courage is not just facing danger. It is also thinking, planning, and acting when others cannot. You have already shown that you can do that. Soon the galaxy will see it as well. Ryan realized that his life had changed completely. He had started as a simple engineer, traveling through space, and now he was part of something far larger. He had saved a child and in doing so, earned a place in a civilization that reached across the stars. His actions had consequences that could shape entire worlds. He looked at Miri, who smiled at him softly, and then at Queen Zira. For the first time, he felt that courage and compassion were not just human traits. They were universal, and he would need every bit of them for the challenges ahead. The shuttle ride, the palace, the council, and the Queen's words had shown him one truth. Sometimes one small act of bravery could change the destiny of a species, and Ryan was ready to face that destiny. Ryan woke early in the palace, sunlight streaming through crystal windows that reflected 1,000 colors across the room. He stretched and looked around, realizing how different this place was from any human station he had known. Every detail seemed alive, from the soft hum of the energy fields to the subtle movement of light along the walls. Miri was already awake, bouncing quietly on a cushioned platform. Good morning, Ryan, the child said cheerfully. Do you want to see the gardens today? Ryan smiled, ruffling Miri's hair. I would like that, he said. He had learned that small moments of normalcy were important. Even in a palace filled with incredible technology, children needed play and humans needed hope. Queen Zira entered the room with quiet elegance. Her violet eyes studied Ryan carefully, but her expression was calm. Today you will see more of our world, she said. Not everything is as it appears from the palace. You must understand our people if you are to help us. There is knowledge beyond machines, beyond walls, and beyond stars. Ryan nodded. I want to understand. I want to learn everything I can. They left the palace and walked into the gardens, which stretched over many levels of terraces. Trees with leaves that shimmered in soft hues of blue and green swayed gently, even though there was no wind. Flowers glowed faintly, releasing soft pulses of light, and small creatures moved quietly among them. The gardens were designed not only for beauty, but also to demonstrate the harmony of life on the planet. Your people value harmony, Ryan said, looking around in wonder. Everything seems connected. Zira nodded. We do not waste energy. We do not harm what we can protect. Every living thing has a place and purpose. That is why your actions were so important. When you saved Miri, you honored more than one life. You honored balance. Ryan glanced at Miri, who was chasing a small glowing insect. I didn't know it meant that much, he said softly. It does, Zira replied. Courage, intelligence, and compassion shape the future. These are not just human traits. They are universal. You have shown that humanity can reach beyond survival and create meaning. As they walked, Ryan noticed structures in the distance. Towers and bridges rose from the forests, glowing softly in the sunlight. The technology seemed alive, almost organic, blending with the natural environment. He could see people moving along the bridges, performing tasks that seemed part of the landscape itself. Zira led them to one of the towers. Inside, Ryan saw a control center unlike any he had ever imagined. Walls of transparent material displayed energy flows, star maps, and information about every system in their sector. Screens hovered in the air, responding to gestures and thought, while assistants, both human and alien, moved efficiently through the room. This is the center of operations for our outer colonies, Zira explained. You will learn quickly that strategy is not only about fighting, it is about understanding, predicting, and guiding events before they happen. You have already shown that humans can act when others hesitate. Now you will see how knowledge strengthens courage. Ryan approached a console. He noticed a pattern of energy disruptions in a nearby system. This area has frequent disturbances, he said. Could it be related to the raiders who attacked the station? Zira's eyes brightened slightly. You observe carefully. That is valuable. The disturbances are caused by another species attempting to claim resources. They are aggressive, but they underestimate humans. You may help us see opportunities that others cannot. Ryan worked with Zira's assistants to trace the energy flows. Using his engineering skills and human intuition, he identified weak points in the rival system's defenses and suggested ways to reinforce their own. The aliens around him watched in surprise and admiration. Human logic was straightforward but unpredictable, and it solved problems in ways they had not considered. Miri watched quietly, hugging a small glowing sphere. Ryan, you are really smart, the child said. Rian laughed softly. I just think differently. That can help sometimes. Zira observed the interaction with a quiet intensity. She realized that Ryan's presence brought more than skills. He brought perspective, courage, and hope. His human approach to problem-solving complemented Aspherian methods, creating solutions that were stronger than either could achieve alone. As the day passed, Ryan accompanied Zira to several other parts of the world. They visited the energy farms, which drew power from the planet's magnetic fields, and the training grounds, where young Aspherians learned strategy, agility, and control over their advanced tools. Ryan was fascinated by everything, asking questions and learning quickly. You have a natural ability to adapt, Zira said during a pause. Your people may lack our technology, but they have resilience. You see possibilities we overlook, Ryan smiled. I guess humans have always had to find ways to survive. Maybe that is why we think differently. Zira nodded. Survival can create strength, but courage and compassion transform it into greatness. You have both. That evening, the Queen brought Rian to a high balcony overlooking the city. Lights moved like rivers and the twin moons reflected on the oceans beyond. The view was breathtaking. Tomorrow you will face your first real test, Zira said. The raiders are not finished. They will attempt to strike again. Your skills will be needed to protect our people in Miri. Ryan felt a mixture of fear and determination. I will do everything I can. You have courage, Zira said. But remember, courage alone is not enough. You must combine it with observation, planning, and action. Humans often act first and think later. You must learn to balance both. Rian nodded, thinking about the raid on the station. He had acted quickly then, but now he saw that preparation could make even small acts of bravery more powerful. He felt a sense of purpose he had never known. Saving one child had led him to a world filled with knowledge, responsibility, and challenges far greater than he had imagined. The night passed quietly, but Ryan could feel the tension in the air. The raiders were close, and the council had confirmed that another strike was imminent. He worked late into the night studying energy flows, defensive systems, and transport routes. He suggested modifications and improvements that even the council had not considered. Miri fell asleep beside him, exhausted but safe. Ryan watched over the child and realized that protecting life was not just a duty. It was a choice that created ripples across worlds. By acting for others, humans could shape the future, and now he had a chance to prove it. The next morning, alarms sounded across the city. Sensors detected incoming ships. Ryan and Zira quickly moved to the operations center. The raiders had arrived earlier than expected, hoping to catch the city off guard. Ryan studied the tactical displays. He saw weaknesses in the attackers' approach, and he suggested using the city's energy grids to create barriers and redirect the enemy's paths. The council initially hesitated, but Zira nodded, signaling her approval. Ryan's ideas were implemented immediately. The raiders advanced, but they were met with a combination of human ingenuity and Aspherian technology. Energy barriers blocked their path. Automated defense units redirected their attacks, and calculated traps slowed their progress. Ryan coordinated with the defenders, using clear instructions and quick adjustments. Miri watched from a secure observation platform, holding Queen Zira's hand. The child's eyes were wide with amazement seeing Rian in action. He was not just a visitor, He was a protector. After hours of tension and precise coordination, the raiders were forced to retreat. Their ships were damaged and the city remained unharmed. The council and the queen observed the results in silence, then turned their attention to Ryan. "You have done well," Zira said. Her voice carried a mixture of respect and relief. "Human courage combined with intelligence has saved many lives today. You have proven that your presence here is not only valuable but essential." Ryan nodded, exhausted but proud. "I just did what I had to do," Zira smiled faintly. "Sometimes what we must do defines us. You have chosen the right path, and the galaxy has taken notice. Humanity's courage is more powerful than you realize." As the city settled back into calm, Ryan realized the truth of her words. One act of bravery had led to another. One decision had changed the course of a battle. And he was only beginning to see what humans could achieve among the stars. The sun rose again, casting soft light over the city and forests. Ryan looked at Miri and Zira, understanding that courage, compassion, and clever thinking could connect species and shape destinies. The journey had only begun, but the first step had already proven that humanity could shine brightly in even the darkest reaches of space. Ryan smiled. He knew that challenges would continue, but he also knew that he was ready. Humanity's greatest strength was not technology or numbers. It was the ability to act for others, to think beyond survival, and to face the unknown with courage. And now he would continue to do just that. Ryan stood at the edge of the city platform, staring out at the vast horizon. The twin suns cast golden light over the Aspherian forests and the flowing rivers below. He could hear the quiet hum of the city's energy systems and the distant movement of the council's ships preparing for patrol. It was peaceful now, but he knew the calm would not last long. Queen Zira approached him quietly. "The next challenge is coming," she said. Her voice was calm but carried a weight that Ryan could feel in his chest. "A neighboring species has grown aggressive. They threaten our borders and our people. You will need to act with courage and intelligence," Ryan nodded. "I am ready. I will do whatever I can to help." Zira studied him for a moment. "Remember, this is not just a test of strength. It is a test of your mind and your heart. You have saved Miri and proven your courage. Now you must prove your ability to guide others, to think beyond instinct, and to act for the greater good." Ryan felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. This was more than defending a single person. It was protecting an entire civilization. He followed Zira to the operations center, where holographic displays lit the room with flowing lines of information. Maps of neighboring systems glimmered, showing the positions of fleets, patrol routes, and energy flows. "The enemy fleet approaches," said an Aspherian officer. "Their ships are faster and more numerous than ours. If they reach our borders, they will strike the outer colonies." Rian studied the display carefully. He noticed something that the Aspherians had overlooked. The enemy fleet moved in a straight formation, predictable and rigid. Using that pattern, Rian suggested adjustments to the city's defense systems. "If we redirect energy through the perimeter barriers and create false paths, we can slow them down. Then we can use our smaller ships to intercept the lead vessels." The council members exchanged glances. "This plan is risky," one said. "If it fails, the outer colonies could be lost." Zira placed a hand on his shoulder. "Trust him. Humans see possibilities differently. His mind works in ways we cannot always anticipate. Let him lead the strategy." Ryan took a deep breath and directed the teams. He coordinated energy flow, adjusted defensive shields, and monitored the movement of the enemy fleet. His instructions were precise but flexible, allowing the Aspherian officers to adapt as needed. The enemy ships entered the system moving with confidence. Their lead vessels were powerful, but their predictability made them vulnerable. Ryan's strategy worked exactly as he had calculated. Energy barriers redirected the fleet, causing confusion among the enemy captains. False signals led some ships away from the colonies, while smaller Aspherian ships struck at the remaining vessels with precision. The battle unfolded like a dance. Ryan's human logic, combined with Aspherian technology, created a defense that the enemy could not anticipate. Every move he made was calculated, yet spontaneous enough to keep the attackers off balance. Miri watched from a secure observation deck, holding Queen Zira's hand. "Ryan is amazing," the child whispered. Zira nodded. "Yes, he is not only brave, but he thinks differently. That is what makes humans remarkable." Hours passed, and the enemy fleet began to falter. Their lead ships were disabled, and the rest retreated to regroup. The outer colonies were safe and the Aspharian cities remained untouched. The council members looked at Rian with a mixture of surprise and respect. "You have done something extraordinary," Zira said, her voice steady but proud. "Your plan has saved countless lives. Humanity's courage and intelligence have proven valuable on a scale we did not expect." Ryan wiped sweat from his brow and allowed himself a small smile. "I just used what I know. I thought about how they would move and how we could respond. That is all." Zira shook her head slightly. "It is more than that. You combined thinking and action, observation and courage. You have shown that humans can influence events beyond their own world. That is rare in the galaxy." After the battle, the council convened to discuss the results. Ryan was invited to speak, and he stood before the Aspharian leaders, feeling the weight of their attention. "I only acted because it was necessary," he said. "I wanted to protect life, and I tried to think clearly about what would work. That is something humans do naturally. We learn, we adapt, and we act when it is needed." The council members murmured among themselves, impressed by his calm and clear explanation. One elder spoke. "Perhaps humans are not fully understood. Your presence has revealed strengths we overlooked. Intelligence combined with courage is powerful, and your species demonstrates both." Ryan realized that his actions had more impact than he had imagined. Saving Miri had led to defending an entire system. One act of bravery had grown into something far larger. He felt a sense of responsibility but also hope. Humanity could make a difference even in a galaxy filled with powerful civilizations. Zira placed a hand on his shoulder again. "Your test is not finished. There will be other challenges, but you have proven that humans can stand beside us. You are not only a guest in our world. You are a participant, a protector, and a thinker." Rian looked at her and nodded. "I understand. I will do my best. Not for honor, not for reward, but because it is the right thing to do." Zira smiled faintly. "That is why humans are remarkable. Courage without thought is incomplete. Thought without courage is weak. You combine both." That evening, Rian returned to the palace with Miri. The child hugged him tightly. "I am safe because of you," Miri said softly. "You are safe because of all of us," Ryan replied. "I only helped guide things. You, your mother, and the people of this world all played a part." Miri looked up at him with bright eyes. "Do you think humans can really help change the galaxy?" Rian thought for a moment. "Yes. I believe that courage, compassion, and thinking clearly can make a difference anywhere. It starts with one act, one choice, and it grows from there." Zira observed quietly from the side, feeling a sense of pride in the human standing before her. He had arrived by chance, yet he had demonstrated qualities that even her species valued highly. He was brave, he was clever, and he acted for others. That combination made him extraordinary. The next day, Ryan joined Zira on a patrol of the outer borders. They flew above forests and oceans in sleek Aspharian ships, observing trade routes and settlements. Ryan suggested improvements in supply chains, energy distribution, and communication networks. His ideas were simple but effective, showing that human perspective could complement Aspharian sophistication. Zira smiled. "You see things that we overlook. That is why your presence is essential. Your mind and your courage strengthen our civilization." Ryan felt a sense of purpose unlike anything he had known. Protecting one child had led him to a world where he could make a difference for countless lives. Every calculation, every decision, and every act of bravery now mattered on a larger scale. As they returned to the city, alarms sounded again. This time it was a warning of environmental instability in a nearby colony. Ryan analyzed the data quickly and suggested adjustments to stabilize energy grids and prevent damage. Zira followed his guidance and the colony was saved without harm. "You are proving yourself repeatedly," Zira said as they landed. "Human intelligence is a gift we are fortunate to witness." Ryan shook his head. "I am just using what I know. I learn by observing and acting. That is all humans can do anywhere." Zira's eyes glimmered with respect. "And that is why humans can stand alongside us in the galaxy. Courage, intelligence, and compassion are universal strengths. You embody all three." As night fell over the city, Rian looked out at the stars once more. He thought about how far he had come. From saving one small child on a space station, he had become part of a civilization that spanned planets and systems. One act of courage had led to countless opportunities to make a difference. He realized that the galaxy was full of challenges, but also full of possibilities. Humanity could reach beyond its own world and inspire change, not through power alone, but through intelligence, bravery, and a willingness to act for others. And Ryan knew that his journey was only beginning. The next challenges would test him even more, but he was ready. Courage, compassion, and thought would guide him, and humanity would shine brightly wherever he went. The stars stretched endlessly above, and Ryan felt a sense of belonging. He had proven that humans could matter in the universe. That was the greatest test of all, and he had passed it with both courage and wisdom. The twin suns rose over the Aspherian city of Lyrian, casting golden and violet light across the crystal towers. Ryan stood at the edge of the palace balcony, his eyes following the flow of rivers and forests below. The world seemed alive, humming quietly with energy and balance. He had spent weeks here learning, observing, and proving his worth. Yet he knew the greatest test was still ahead. Queen Zira joined him, her violet eyes reflecting the morning light. "The raiders will attempt another attack," she said calmly. "They have learned from their failures, but they have not learned everything. We will face them together. Are you ready?" Ryan nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. "I am ready," he said. "I will do whatever it takes to protect your people and Miri." Zira placed a hand on his shoulder. "You have already done more than most. Today, you will show not only courage but the strength of humanity's mind and heart. That is what matters most." Ryan followed her to the operations center where holographic displays lit the room with flowing lines of data. The enemy fleet had grown larger and more organized since their last encounter. Sensors showed ships approaching in multiple directions, each carrying weapons capable of devastating cities. "This will not be easy," said one Aspherian officer. "They have learned our tactics and will not fall for the same traps." Ryan studied the displays carefully. He noticed patterns in the enemy formations, subtle differences that indicated hesitation and indecision. "They are trying to anticipate our moves," he said. "If we combine speed with unpredictability, we can divide their forces and protect the colonies." Zira nodded. "Explain your plan." Ryan gestured to the holographic map. "We use the perimeter defenses to channel some ships toward false targets. Smaller Aspherian ships can strike at the leading vessels while energy fields slow the others. We will also coordinate with planetary shields to create barriers in critical zones. Timing and coordination will be key." The council members looked at each other impressed. "This is risky," one said. "If it fails, entire colonies could be lost." Zira placed a hand on Ryan's shoulder. "Trust him. Humanity's perspective is valuable. He has proven himself. Let him lead the strategy." Ryan felt a mixture of fear and determination. This was no longer a test. This was a battle that could decide the future of the system. He gave clear instructions, monitoring energy flows, fleet movements, and communication lines. His mind raced as he adjusted defenses and redirected ships, predicting the enemy's moves before they could act. The enemy fleet entered the system, confident and powerful. But Ryan's plan worked. Energy barriers redirected their approach, creating confusion. Small Aspherian ships, guided by his instructions, struck the enemy's lead vessels. The remaining ships tried to adjust, but Ryan had anticipated their movements. They became trapped in zones of controlled energy, unable to advance without taking damage. Miri watched from a secure observation platform, holding Queen Zira's hand. "Ryan is amazing," the child whispered. "He knows what to do before they even move." Zira nodded, a quiet pride in her eyes. "Yes, he has shown that humans can combine courage with intelligence in ways few can. That is why he matters to our world." Hours passed and the battle continued with precision and careful adjustments. Ryan coordinated every move, combining human ingenuity with Aspherian technology. Slowly, the enemy fleet began to retreat, their ships damaged and disorganized. The colonies were safe and the cities remained untouched. The council watched in silence as the last enemy ships withdrew. Then they turned to Ryan, their expressions filled with respect. Queen Zira stepped forward. "You have done what few could," she said. "Your courage, your intelligence, and your compassion have saved countless lives. You have proven that humanity can stand among us not only as guests but as equals." Ryan felt a surge of relief and pride. "I only did what was necessary. I wanted to protect life. That is all." Zira smiled faintly. "It is more than that. You acted when others hesitated. You saw possibilities where others saw danger. That is why you are remarkable." The council members bowed slightly, acknowledging his contribution. Your presence here has changed our perspective, one elder said. Human thinking is unique, and your courage has proven that humans can influence outcomes on a galactic scale. Rian looked at Miri, who smiled up at him with trust and admiration. He realized that saving one child had led to saving many lives. One act of bravery had grown into something far greater than he could have imagined. That evening, Ryan walked through the palace gardens with Zira and Miri. The soft glow of bioluminescent plants lit their path. Ryan felt calm despite the recent battle. He had faced fear, responsibility, and the unknown, and he had succeeded. You have changed more than the outcome of a battle, Zira said. You have changed the way our people see humans. You have shown that courage and compassion are universal, not limited to any one species. Your actions have created a bond between our peoples. Ryan nodded, humbled. I never imagined that saving one life could lead to all this. It shows that even small choices can have big consequences. Miri tugged on his hand. I'm glad you are here, the child said. You saved me, and now you help everyone. Ryan smiled softly. I'm glad I can help, and I will continue to help, as long as I am able. The next day, Zira invited Rian to the council chamber once more. This time the discussion was different. Instead of strategy, they spoke of partnership and understanding. The council recognized Ryan's value not only in defense but also in innovation, problem-solving, and leadership. You have become part of our world, Zira said. You have earned respect, trust, and a voice in our decisions. That is rare for any outsider. Ryan felt a mixture of pride and responsibility. I will do my best. I will not act for myself but for others. That is why you are human, Zira replied. Your species has a gift. You act with courage, intelligence, and heart. That is why you matter in the galaxy. In the weeks that followed, Ryan continued to assist the Espherians. He improved energy distribution systems, enhanced communication networks, and trained small teams in human problem-solving techniques. He noticed how his perspective brought new solutions that Aspherians had not considered. Human ingenuity combined with alien technology became a powerful force. Miri continued to be by his side, learning and playing, a reminder of why he had come to this world. The child's safety had led to opportunities to protect many lives, to create bonds, and to demonstrate that one human could make a difference in an entire civilization. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, Ryan and Zira stood on the palace balcony once more. The city glowed beneath them, calm and vibrant. You have proven yourself beyond measure, Zira said, not just in battle but in thought, courage, and compassion. Humanity has a place here among the stars because of you. Ryan looked at her, feeling a deep sense of belonging. I never imagined that helping one child would lead to this. It shows that even small acts can create great change, Zira nodded. And now your presence is more than welcome. You are part of our civilization. You will remain here, but your voice, your ideas, and your courage will shape our future. You are a bond between our worlds. Ryan realized that he had found something beyond duty or honor. He had found purpose, connection, and trust. By shielding one life from harm, he had created a bridge between species, a bond that could not be broken. Miri ran to him, laughing. You stayed. You are really part of our world now. Ryan lifted the child into his arms, smiling. Yes, I am, and I will do everything I can to protect you in this world. Zira watched them, a quiet pride in her eyes. Courage and compassion are universal, she said softly. And now, humans and Aspherians will face the future together. Ryan looked out at the stars, feeling hope and determination. Humanity had proven its value not through conquest, but through intelligence, bravery, and the choice to act for others. One act of courage had changed the destiny of many, and he knew that together their worlds could face any challenge. The night fell over Lyrian, calm and radiant. Ryan, Miri, and Zira stood together, knowing that the bond formed by courage, trust, and compassion would endure. Humanity had found a place in the galaxy, and Ryan had become a symbol of what one person could do to change the course of history. The stars above sparkled with infinite possibilities. Ryan felt ready for whatever came next. He had saved a life, earned respect, and proven that courage and intelligence could shape worlds. His journey had begun with one choice, and now it had created a legacy that would last for generations.